waiting for that.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute. Barb, would you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Mr. Forrester, are there any additions to the agenda?
No additions, Mayor. Thank you.
Daryl, can you guys hear me back there on the mic? Okay. It sounds weird here. Is there no consent agenda?
Wasn't in the pocket.
None? Okay. No consent agenda. We'll move on. Visitors' appearances and requests. Would anybody in the audience like to speak to us? Is there anybody, were there any written comments or anybody online or on Zoom? Is there anybody on the phone?
I'm on via Zoom.
So is it star 67 to unmuted? Okay. Is it Nicole Townsend?
Correct.
All right. Well, you got the mic, Nicole.
Oh, I'm just here with Epic Land Solutions. Just want to introduce myself and be sure if there's any questions later on. I'm here.
Okay. With which commission?
With Epic Land Solutions, working with CNG.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
For the public hearing and council business.
Okay. All right. So no one else? All right. Move on. No council presentations, council business. So item number 1, intent to award Axon body and in-car camera contract. Mr. Wilson.
Good evening, Council. Mayor, for the record, Shane Wilson, Interim Chief, Prineville Police Department. I'm up here tonight to ask Council to consider approving the intent to award for the purchase of body and fleet camera to Axon Enterprises. I prepared a quick PowerPoint just to give you a little more information. Remember how to use this. Is it the button to the right? Okay, here we go. So this is about our kind of where we are today with our body cam situation, our fleet cameras. Right now, we're currently using a company called GTAC. That's our current in-car body cam system. That system was implemented in 2018. We upgraded this GTAC system in 2024 to a cloud-based system, and that was our body camera equipment was replaced during that time. We're currently operating on the original vehicle equipment inside our police cars. The annual maintenance fees have increased. We share this cost with Crook County Sheriff's Office per year since transitioning to the cloud-based system. I have that bullet point in the bottom. It's just a note. Prineville Police Department was the first Central Oregon agency in Central Oregon to begin using body cams as early as 2015. We were testing some prior to 2015 as well. Just this is an evolving technology and it continues to evolve over time, which is kind of why we're here tonight. Why change is needed. Our officers need dependable tools for safety and accountability. These body cams are kind of the new standard in law enforcement. The current body cameras have several issues, but one of the issues are they're swiveling, causing videos to be upside down or sideways. Our courts require efficient, secure handling of video evidence. This is a complicated process with the courts and what that looks like as far as getting it from our server to their server. And of course, having clear video. Technology is just simply expanded. And that's just on everything, whether that's drones or, just technology in general. Axon is leading in the latest technology. Our evidence technicians relied on new redaction software with GTAC, but it proved ineffective and required an outside software for redaction. It's taken hours to complete when the system didn't work, and it really slowed up public records requests. So we have to go in and redact copies, and we've seen an uptick in public records requests in the last couple of years. One of the issues we have with this system is a frequent buffering issue. So when the officers are writing reports, they'll watch their cameras back and for a quote or something that somebody said, and that the system will buffer, kind of like a little spinning wheel that you may see. And this is causing 20 to 30 minutes longer per officer per report, and which is just adding to some of the frustration with it. The current system has just been inefficient. And I think some of this is just technology is growing so quickly and so much data. These current cameras have the nighttime quality is not very good, especially since the upgrade. So why do we go with Axon? Why are we picking Axon? So Axon it's widely trusted by police departments. It is the largest body cam, fleet cam company in the US, I think maybe even in the world. We're already using Axon for other tools. So Axon was Taser, it used to be Taser International. They're the ones that started the Tasers. And they're now Axon. So we've been using Axon equipment for a long time. It's strong, reliable equipment for all day use. One of the greatest things about this is their evidence storage called evidence.com, and sharing that with the courts as a very streamlined process, built-in support for future updates in technology. So Axon's already testing currently AI technology. One of them, I just saw a study that it's helping officers write reports and reduce report writing time by 67% at this one agency that they're testing. A lot of our time is spent writing reports. And then it integrates with our in-car camera for just a complete picture. There's a little map down there. You can see kind of where Axon holds the market right now. This is our cost analysis. This is broke down over a 5-year period. So it's billed annually. We were able to negotiate down $166,153.59. And that left us with those totals for each year billed annually in November. And this is what we get. So the improved body worn camera, fleet interview room system, evidence.com. So evidence.com is something that, to give you an example, if an officer goes, they're at a crime scene right now, the current practice is they have a work issued cell phone, they take photos, they come back to the agency to type the report, they plug their phone in, it opens up the file, then they find which photos, they go through the photos they need, they transfer it into the cloud-based system right now, and then they go back and into our report system and tell them where it is. Evidence.com, the officer can take a photo with and it shoots it straight to the system itself. So that's one great advantage. The other one is if we get this a lot where someone wants to give us their Ring doorbell camera that they saw there, and they want to submit it. Right now we have them send it to the officer. The officer has to download it, then upload it back up into the system. Sometimes the system doesn't recognize it. With evidence.com, it will send a link to the person themselves. So if you want to submit it your own, you can submit it into our system without doing all those downloads and uploads. This will give new body cameras for all officers. They'll refresh these at 30 months. So at 30 months, they'll refresh all of the cameras, give us all new cameras. At 60 months, they'll come and redo all of the cars and all the fleet cameras. And then they would replace the cameras again after 30 months. Has a GPS and live streaming. Where this is very important is in our tactical situations. This integrates with our drone technology. It's the same system. So in a tactical situation, as a commander, I can see in the command scene, I can see where the drones are and I can see where the people are on a map in relation. So if an officer was calling for help and we couldn't find them, we would have the ability to turn on their body camera and see them on the screen and map them. If we were just hearing like radio clicks or something like that, and we'd be able to find them. It has the redaction suite already built in. This would also include all of our interview rooms, which are all linked as well. And this is also all complete install and training for all of our staff. So the benefits, like I said, body cams are just kind of the standard in law enforcement. It's clear, reliable video. It builds confidence and trust. It's efficient, saves time. It saves a lot of time for our officers. It's an officer safety tool. Crook County uses this. One of the neat things about the Tri-County area is most people have switched to Axon, so this will allow us to share information. An example of that would be if we had something happen in Prineville and we had a license plate, that's all we captured, or a partial license plate of a car. That information would be shared with could be shared with Bend PD, Redmond PD. And as those patrol cars, if they see that car, it would know it's that car and it would tell the officer right then and there, that car is wanted by Prineville PD or is being looked at. So it integrates with that. They're future ready. Currently testing different AI technologies. And it reduces the city IT time. In the past, we've had to send our cameras down to IT to take apart and deal with the server. This is an all-inclusive package. It includes their IT. So if we had a body cam breakdown, we would just mail it back and they would fix it and mail us a new one. The next steps we have would be to, if this was approved, we would place the order. There would be some training and a phased implementation. It would take about 4 months from the time of the order to the time that all of our cars are upgraded and all the officers have the Axon body cameras. And then we'd be looking to eliminate any legacy systems, the GTAC system, after take about 6 months. So part of our negotiation was able to negotiate some server space at evidence.com. So we would transfer that data over so it's all in one place. Well, that's all I have on Axon. Any questions I can answer?
Do the officers need additional training for the new cameras and new equipment through Axon rather than the G?
Yeah, it's a good question. So a little bit. I mean, cameras, they activate just with a push of a button. Now, most cameras, there's a handful of companies out there. So that part probably not. It would be the evidence.com section where like they're at a crime scene, they're taking a photo, or maybe you're a citizen want to submit the Ring doorbell camera. We would probably have to learn that process. Axon does have a team that comes out and trains the staff, implements all this stuff on their servers, and would walk you through all that. So it's part of their package. So there is a little bit of training to it, but I guess at the bare bones, a body camera is a body camera. You know, you just push a button and it comes on. Other questions, sir?
From a technology standpoint, I'm sure Wilson supports this move forward.
Yes, James has been in, he's back here. He's been in all of our meetings. Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, if there's no other questions, I would recommend council approve the intent to award for the purchase and implementation of Axon body worn and fleet camera systems to Axon Enterprises, the amount of $590,377.50, and that's over a 5-year term.
So move.
Second.
That work?
It does.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimous.
Thank you, council.
All right, so next is a public hearing, including the sale of real property for Cascade Gas easement. Josh Smith. So I will open the public hearing portion.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. For the record, Joshua Smith, Planning Director, City of Prineville. What you have before you is a request for an easement from one of our franchisees, Cascade Natural Gas. They need to upgrade that line you see on the map here, basically from Warehouse Way. This is along La Monta, north of town here. From Warehouse Way, where they currently have that small little building next to the storage unit, all the way down to 9th Street. In doing so, they need to find a site for a new regulator. I don't know how their system works, but that's what this little dot is for on city property. They've been spending several months trying to figure out a location for this regulator. They currently were trying to put it down in the Mazatlan parking lot and Duckett's and Paint Box, and they were kind of looking in that area, but that's all kind of private property, and this is going to kind of prevent future development if it's on one of those smaller private lots. So they came to us about, I don't know, 2 months ago or so, asking if they could locate it on where our bulk water station is, city property. We currently have that lower corner. If you go to the next slide. It's currently really unused. It's kind of a weedy patch. I think the last thing that was stored there was one of the RVs that was running around town, kind of parked there. The little storage area right above it there, we use for collecting leaves and stuff from around town. It's kind of an unused corner. The site would just be fenced and the regulator would be in the fence. There's no structure. It's just a pipe coming out of the ground. And that's all they were asking for. So we kind of vetted it through the Public Works Department. You know, is this going to be in your way? Is this going to interfere with anything you're doing on the property? Are you going to have any struggles with kind of setting aside this easement because it will be fenced off. From our perspective, from staff, it's not an imposition for that property. It will continue to operate as normal for a bulk water station, even if it was developed for some other reason or even sold for some other reason. Being in that corner is somewhat out of the way for any future use of that property. So we were comfortable moving forward. I asked Mike Warren, our realtor of record, to put together a valuation of that. He did so, and I'll have him come up and discuss that here in a minute. I then put that valuation to the Epic Land Solutions, actually, who's on the phone, who's representing Cascade Natural Gas. They countered back with the number you see there, and we worked out some conditions of the easement, which are in the packet there on the bullets 1, 2, and 3. And that's where we are now. So at this point, staff has kind of vetted this. We have a proposition on the floor, and it's for council to kind of decide if this is what you want to use city property for, and if that valuation is enough. Any questions right now? Yes.
What's the term of the easement?
We haven't done that yet, so we can still talk about, you're saying the length? The length is indefinite until, and that's what bullet number 3 is about. So basically it's there as long as they need it for their system. But we can come up with any other type of use. They're trying to run a natural gas system, so they can't have 30 years and then, we're going to take it away, and then they're going to have to find another spot for it. So the idea is, as long as that system is functioning for the franchise of our city, it will be there.
Yeah, it would have a reversionary clause. So it would be perpetual, but it would revert back if
If they don't use it.
correct. Yeah, like an abandonment,
Yeah.
and then it would revert.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Mike, would you mind coming up and just talking to the council a little bit of evaluation, and then we'll go to the public?
Good evening, Mayor and Council, staff. I'm Mike Warren, for the record, Cook County Properties. So when Josh called me, I did do the evaluation, just basically took industrial and M1 property. This is a very small piece, but took that, tried to break it down, price per square foot, and that's where we come up with that range. The reason it's a range is because it all depends on location, what you're going to do. That is some frontage. But that's how I got the range. So if you have any questions, let me know. I did go out there at the site, and there is a pin there, so it's going to be very easy to locate exactly what's the dimensions are and all that. So again, my range is based on, you've got your square foot size, okay, and then you obviously have. I've worked with Jared enough to know he's very detailed, and that's his job, is to protect you. So there's some costs. So it's more than just the value of the land, because it is going to be ongoing. So that's why the cost is more than just the price per square foot or acre.
Is surveying required on anybody's part on this? And if so, who's going to pick up the tab for surveying?
I would expect the applicant to pick that up. I believe the corner is marked. So, but if a survey is necessary, that would be part of their fencing contractor, I guess, to put it on the right property line.
Thank you.
And Steve, that's why my evaluation came in where it did. Had I not found that pin or knew there was a recent survey, I would have probably tried to add some kind of, or at least mention that. But since that corner's there. Any other questions for me on how we got the value, or?
All right, we are in public hearing. Is there anybody? Oh, sorry.
You can ask for testimony, and then I'll talk after that. It's fine.
You want to go first?
It's up to you. You're running the meeting.
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead.
So just to sort of outline the public hearing as well, since this is a municipal land, you're obligated under state law to do a particular procedure, and that's why we're having the public hearing tonight. And really what we're doing is that they have to, provide the nature of the proposed sale in general terms, of course, the evidence from Mr. Warren in regards to the market value of the property. But really what happens after you take testimony and what you would do in regards to an action is after the public hearing, we would provide a consensus that you find it convenient or necessary to move forward with the sale of that property. And then we would bring a resolution to you on the 28th to codify that decision. So in essence, you find it reasonable, necessary, and you're generally supporting the terms of the sale that's being provided.
Okay, is there anybody from the public that would like to speak to this, to the council? It's either online, phone, or I guess phone or Zoom? Or anybody in the audience?
Anything written?
No written?
You might want to ask them to do that, raise their hand or push
Yeah.
*6.
Nicole, were you here in regards to this?
Yes, I heard everything. Yeah, I have no questions. If anybody does have questions for me, I'm available.
Okay. And if anybody's on the phone, it's *6. I gotta write that down. Or raise their hand if they're in Zoom if you would like to speak to this. All right. No comment. I will close the public hearing portion. Now, do we need a vote, Jared, or just a consensus?
Nope, it's just what you would do, actually, you could do a motion. The motion you would do is you would move to find it convenient and necessary for the sale of the easements to Cascade Natural Gas for the terms set out in the public hearing. Then, of course, we would bring a resolution back for formal vote in 2 weeks.
Oh, boy. Okay. Would someone like to make that motion?
So the motion would be that you move to find it convenient and necessary for the sale of the easement to Cascade Natural Gas for the terms set out in the public hearing.
Who moved?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously.
Thank you, council.
Thank you, Josh. Oh, yeah, so, right, so, November council meeting discussion, because of November 11th, it's Veterans Day, and November 25th is Thanksgiving week. Mr. Reed.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Jared Reed, City Attorney for the record. This is on your agenda tonight as outlined by the mayor because we have an interesting scheduling dynamic for the month of November. So as you're all aware, our regular meetings fall on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. Traditionally, we have one meeting in November, that being the second week of November, second Tuesday, excuse me. And at that time, you vote to see if you'd like to come back during the Thanksgiving week because we typically can have some quorum issues during that week. This year, we have another interesting dynamic in that we have a special meeting that we've already noticed for November 4th. That is going to be just for the purposes of a public hearing to hear a de novo appeal in a land use type situation. So the only real opportunity we would have, if you wished to not do anything the Thanksgiving week, is to have the regular meeting, or it would be called a special meeting, but it would be on the 18th. So for the month of November, you would meet the first and third Tuesday of the month rather than the second and fourth, because the second's already immediately canceled due to Veterans Day. The reason we're having this come to you tonight rather than in 2 weeks is because traditionally our regular schedule has the Planning Commission meeting the third Tuesday. So we would need to cancel that meeting if the council wishes to move forward with scheduling a special meeting on November 18th. And so that's what's up for discussion tonight.
Do we need a special meeting on the 18th?
Well, if you don't have a special meeting on the 18th, then you'll have a regular meeting on the 25th. So see, that's the dynamic. And so then we're worried about quorum issues, and we may need to do something in the month of November. So that's why we're recommending having that special meeting the 18th and canceling the regular meeting of the 25th.
Okay.
Because the 11th is automatically canceled due to holiday.
Sure. Any questions or discussion?
I would like to see the meeting, special meeting on the 18th.
I'll second.
I don't know if it was a
If it-
motion yet.
It was a statement.
It was,
We can make
Go
a
ahead.
motion.
Go ahead, I'll second.
I move to schedule a special council meeting on November 18th.
I'll second.
Or whatever. So everybody had a chance to.
We need to cancel the 25th.
And we
well, we have just one, we'll have this on the table now.
so we just have one meeting then?
Well, we have the
Other
fourth
than the-
special meeting.
The full, yeah, but that's a hearing.
Everybody good with that?
I'll try to get back.
Well, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we all have a meeting on November 18th.
2025 at 6 p.m. So we'll make sure to have those notices go out in regards to the special meeting for that November 18th meeting. Your next item of business that is correlated to this would be a motion to cancel the November 25th, 2025 regular meeting.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second to cancel the November 25th meeting. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? All right, pass. That meeting's canceled.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Staff reports and requests, city manager's report, Mr. Forrester.
Thank you, Mayor. Shane, could I ask you to come up and stand at the mic in case there's some questions? We'll start tonight with public safety. And I have a report ready to go, but I want to start with a couple of items related to our public safety operations. So first off, our insurance company, CIS, a gentleman by the name of Dan Brown, who's the senior law enforcement risk management consultation for our insurance, does a review of our police operations periodically. We received a 95% rating, which is very, very high compared to our contemporaries. In that evaluation, he's looking at our adherence to Lexipol, our adherence to being accredited, Power DMS. He's looking at operations, looking at technology integration. He's noting our relationships with regional tactical teams like CERT. He noted an area for improvement, which included a standalone emergency operations and continuity of operation plan. Luckily for us, we have hired Andy as our community resource officer, who is the former emergency management planner for the county of Crook across the street. So those are some of the things he looked at. I'd like to just take a quick minute and remind us again that we received a 95%. This is a comment from Dan at the end of his 73-page report. In conclusion, the Prineville Police Department meets or exceeds the majority of CIS best practice dimensions. The agency has shown diligence in policy implementation, training, supervision, and operational readiness. Continued attention to policy updates, training cycles, and strategic planning will ensure sustained compliance and risk management, risk mitigation. The department is well positioned to maintain its accreditation and uphold the standards expected by CIS and the community it serves. So that's number one. Number two, our district attorney, Carrie Hathorn, sent Shane and I an acknowledgement, is what I'll call it, regarding the level of professionalism she's experiencing by our officers as it relates to court-based cases. In that, she commented on how pleased she was with the work that we're doing. She actually targeted that compliment and her acknowledgement of high level of professional behavior by Officer Guffey, Officer Richmond, and Officer Bruce. And I think it's a testimonial to the readiness of this department, the strength of the team, despite changes, the depth of our skill set, and our commitment to excellence here at the city. So this is not being shared with you tonight as any kind of justification. It's being shared tonight because this is what we expect. This is what you expect as council. This is what we expect as administration. And certainly, most importantly, it's what our community expects. So this is standard work for us. It's an indicator of the high level of professionalism that we deploy each and every day at the police department in Prineville, Oregon. Shane, do you have anything to add, or do you have any questions to Shane regarding those two acknowledgements that we received on our work?
I think congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you. Appreciate your support. Thank
Yep.
you so much. Yeah.
Yep, nice work. Thank your team. So continue on with my report, on the dispatch side. I don't think Katie's here. Katie, I don't see Katie. We do have a new hire who will begin the academy soon, and we'll follow up with emergency medical training after that. 2 dispatch candidates are still in the background phase. Again, we're trying our best to fill that staff up, and give some relief to our hardworking, people up there, as well as the contract people that we now have in our system to make sure we keep all our schedules filled up. In the PD, we're busy training for the 2 new laterals that are on board. A few officers will be going through the pepper ball training. If you have any questions, you'll have to ask Shane. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it sounds pretty cool. Which will provide another tool for PD to diffuse potential incidents without using deadly force. So very, very serious subject. PD just completed the CIS audit, which I just talked about, with a 95% score. And then we have yet another candidate in the background process, and we hope to have that completed soon and enable us to bring yet another officer on board. So we're very close, again, as we've been reporting, to getting that full roster and with what Shane needs for his team. Public Works, Barnesby Recreation Area is wrapping up installing electricity for the telescope project, Mr. Uffelman. So that's great news. We will begin our injection period for the Aquifer Storage and Recovery ASR in early November. This is there's also a lot of end of season work happening as we've been reporting. Casey, just real quickly, how many millions of gallons do we plan on ending up with during the winter months?
And good evening, Council. For the record, Casey Kaiser, City of Prineville Public Works Director and Assistant City Manager. I think right now we have just over 400 million gallons of water stored in that aquifer, and if everything goes smoothly, we'll have close to another 200 million gallons of water stored in it by the end of this injection cycle. Pretty exciting when the entire annual water use of the city is 680 to 720 million gallons. So we're just going to keep shooting water into that thing until it comes out the rim rock.
So just to kind of put an asterisk on that knowledge, I would challenge most communities don't have that type of water supply. They would take an awful lot of tanks to have that in capacity. Meadow Lakes Golf Course, October's off to a good start. Wrapped up the greens aerification project for the year, and part-time seasonal help will be winding down for the winter. Planning Department, Josh is working on more DLCD grants to assist code updates, and will be bringing a request to council for a support letter on the 28th. Development activities are slowing down, but we have done very well for the year in terms of the amount of homes that were approved to be built. Human Resources, the vacancy at the Freight Depot warehouse had significant interest with 68 applicants. After conducting interviews, a candidate has been selected and is now in background for the process. HR and Public Works have also gone through the process to fill Mike Kasberger's position when he retires as Assistant City Engineer. We have a well-qualified candidate that's been selected and made an offer. On the finance side, we're in the middle of the audit, and our expectations, and so far our reporting, it's going very well. We expect to have a nice clean audit when they conclude the process. And that pretty much wraps it up. No announcements for the council tonight. So any questions?
Not a question, but I'd like to comment that I'm very pleased with Zach Lambert getting recognized as the Pacific Northwest PGA Golf Professional of the Year.
Yep. Yeah. So we plan on acknowledging that in the future, and there'll be some media come out about that on our webpage, and then I'd like to have Zach come and speak a little bit about that accomplishment.
Thank you.
Question, Steve?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to hear Shane say something about that pepper ball.
Shane?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mind went to the pepper ball or the pepper mill in Las Vegas, but I don't think that's right.
So a pepper ball, yeah, you're familiar with the paintball gun? It's just another less lethal device that we give tools to our officers to diffuse situations without having to use lethal force. So it looks very much like a pepper ball. What would normally be the paintball on a pepper ball looks nearly identical, except it's filled with a powder, like a pepper spray type, but a base powder. So you can use it in several different instances. You can deny entry. So if you don't want someone to go a certain place, let's say someone's going to go back in the home where there's the gun that you don't want them to get to, you can hit that area and they're not going to want to go back over there because of the powder. If you had, you could hit around someone in the area, or someone was barricaded, like in a vehicle or something. In the past, the way we had to do that was use an officer to extract a person. So the officer would have to go up and, let's say in a case like a barricaded in a vehicle, break a window and do all the things. In this situation, this actually has a ball that would break the window, and then you can just, put those, fire those into the car, and it would expand to powder, which just is an irritant. That's it. There's no long lasting effect. It doesn't feel good while it's happening. So it's just another tool that we can use that gives officers a chance and, to use other options to diffuse situations. Back when I started, they didn't make most of that stuff. They had the old, clubs or the sticks, and that's what you'd see officers walking around with. And they've developed all these things like tasers and pepper balls now, and beanbag shotguns, and just all different tools that they can use to diffuse some of those more lethal type situations.
What's the range?
I don't know. It's pretty close. It's like, what did we say it was, or what did they, or
There's no official range. So if you're further than that, you can try to use it with usually not.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, it is classified as a non-lethal. It's class.
Thank you.
answer the question? All right.
And I would like to make one comment about the wrapping up of the electricity for the telescope project. That was a result of a grant from the Prineville Rotary Club. So that's not a cost, not an expense borne to the taxpayer. That's actually a contribution from the community for that.
I think we're good.
All right, any council reports? No.
Yeah.
Go to the LOC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went to LOC and I was kind of disappointed that nobody else from Prineville City Council attended. It was a very productive program. There were a number of issues that were brought forward, one of which that was particularly significant was the AI presentations, both from a personal use as well as from how they can benefit cities. There was a lot on transportation, there was a lot on engineering, there was a whole myriad of different programs to attend, and I thought they were well presented and well worthwhile. So I would hope that in the next sessions, more of you will attend. Other than that,
I'd like to add to that. One of the things that Steve did for our community was he had the opportunity to get in front of the deputy director for ODOT. And that was pertinent to some of the land use issues that you guys are working on. And so I was able to get him in touch with Josh to resubmit their findings on safety issues surrounding certain land use planning issues. So thank you, Steve, for that. So it only took a matter of minutes, I think, from the time Steve said, "Hey, I was talking to the deputy director," before I got a call from their planning person at Region 4. So thank you.
I find those programs extremely valuable for making contacts that down the road are are very worthwhile made to help support the city in its projects moving forward. So thank you to the city for covering the expense of my attending.
No ordinances or resolutions. Down to visitors' appearances and requests. Would anybody like to speak to the council before we adjourn into executive session? Is there anybody on Zoom or the phone? Okay.
He does.
All right, but open to a motion to adjourn into, or actually, do I need to read the script first?
Nope, you'll adjourn and then we'll read the script thereafter.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all right, motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. All right, we are adjourned. Regular session.